Now, today in cartoon breaking news, one of the highlights is basically Keanu got the job as playing Shadow the Hedgehog in the third movie of Sonic. The second highlight is basically Battle Axe, the video game, actually had the adaptation to anime series from Comedy Central. More on that later on. In the third highlight of this cartoon breaking news, My Adventures with Superman sneak peek and sort of the theories who is the next Kryptonian will face Superman. Plus so much more this cartoon breaking news. Of course, this is the first time on my channel. My name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, through reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, if you like how it's going, I really help if you put like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy how this is going, because any one of those things does help and support my channel. If you do, thank you, especially all my subscribers, people who comment and like. Thank you. I'm fully grateful. Now, let's talk about the first cartoon breaking news. Now, our first statement is pretty simple. It's basically a post from Cartoon Empire stating that the actress of Pop, Jennifer Goodman, is stating that production has started and she started recording her lines. Yes, if you're excited for Zootopia 2, it's better starting. I am a little bit of hype. Hopefully it's good. We don't know. The first one was good. Could be more improvements, but hopefully it does better than the first one. At least I hope. At least equally as good. I don't know you. Are you excited? Are you excited for this movie to be anything? Besides that, tell me down below. Let's talk about the next segment. Now, our next segment is from the same place, Cartoon Empire, posting that Transformers 1 be appearing on the September 20 this year, and the trailer come out right now. I seen the trailer. It was okay. I mean, it's one of those that's supposed to be more mature, more PG-13, more adult or oriented for the old fans. At least that's what it was pitched. But you see the trailer was 50-50. I feel it's sort of kind of, I think someone said it better, kind of Minions kind of vibe for the adults. And that's not a good vibe. But I did enjoy the trailer. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just the first couple minutes, snip it out the very beginning. But it doesn't really give me much hope up for this animated movie. In fact, are you a Transformer fan? Are you excited or dying like me? But of course, I prefer to be wrong. This trailer is just sort of a bad trailer. It showed the movie to be serious, realistic, and more interesting than the rest of the Transformers franchise. Once more, I hope I'm wrong. This could be a good movie. How you feel about the trailer? You feel it's sort of okay or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Let's talk about the next segment. Now, this segment focuses on Cartoon Hub on their Twitter account, posting a clip of the first season 2 of My Adventures Superman. And this clip is basically showing Superman's real father telling him something that he wasn't sure what he says. There will be another Kryptonian in the same thing like him, and it's cost off. A lot of fans are speculating it had to be Zod. That's the only character they can think of because what happened at the end of season 1. But on top of this, it also could be a completely different Kryptonian. Could be Supergirl, but once more, we don't know. Especially how season 1 is sort of reinventing some of the characters. We just don't know. It is a Zod or is Supergirl. Maybe not surprised would be Supergirl. I'd be surprised with actually Zod. At least in my opinion, because how the show really was, reinventing itself, trying to sell Superman, really makes sense. Had to be someone like a family member who is turning evil and convince him to become like them. It makes just more sense. Had to be Supergirl. But sometimes Zod could be a family member, so they could go that direction. We just don't know. In fact, are you hyped, or are you one of those super fans who love Superman but don't like this version? Tell me down below. Let me know. Let's talk about the next segment. Now, another one from Cartoon Empire posting that the last Avatar animated movie will be delayed till January 2026. I think the last time was 2025, but I think something went wrong in between, and this is the reason why they sort of delay it. In fact, I'm okay if this movie was delayed, because if a rush job of an animated movie, you can really see all the bad things they didn't finish, or needed some rewrites. So the longer it takes and more focus that they have, the better the movie come out. Because let's face it, you don't want a bad movie, especially how the franchise having a lot of misses of over the years. And you need one good hit. Something is a huge W. The Netflix adaptation was in between good and okay. So it really needs that perfect W because let's face it, the fan base is sort of shrinking down every time they actually give a animated movie or animated series or at least a live action it because let's face it, it's not getting the same hype like was before. Hopefully the creators of The Last Avatar are doing the right thing and delaying and perfecting this animated movie. In fact, are you okay if this movie was delayed or not really? Tell me down below, let me know. Let's talk about the next segment. Now, from Cartoon Boom, what they post on the Twitter account, Jorge R. Gutierrez, if you don't know who that is the guy who created El Tigre, Maya and the Three, and Book of Life. And his next project is called I Chihuahua. Now, the pitch of I Chihuahua was basically a little Chihuahua dog who goes around the world fighting. So he actually heard his hometown and his family was threatened. So he's going back home to challenge whoever to threaten his home. But he had to go in sort of an arena, fighting other animals to defend the town and his family, but wearing a luchador mask. That was basically the pitch of I Chihuahua from R. Gutierrez. Now, the reason why Netflix didn't want this movie or this animated series, because it depends where you go, the name sort of changes with a movie or a series, is that he was sort of creating differences. But the people who were attached is actually Fluffy, who were produced and also voice act Chihuahua. Of course, we don't know the argument it was from Netflix and Gutierrez or it was from Fluffy versus Gutierrez. We just don't know. The only thing we know is sort of speculation. But the good news is that the creator, R. Gutierrez, had the rights of his movie. So he decided to basically shop it around. Whoever wants it will pick it up and continue what he left off. For right now, we don't know if Fluffy will actually return playing of the voice act, the main lead character nowadays. If you don't know what Fluffy is, it's sort of a very well-known Latino comedian that he did his own show on Netflix that he plays a teacher. But once more, you get the idea who is this person. But besides that, are you glad that actually given back the rights so he can shop it and move it later on? Oh no, tell me down below. Or you even care or like R. Gutierrez sort of projects, because let's face it, the guy does go crazy things. He does deliver. But at the same time, he does a little bit too much, some of his films. But besides that, that's the only complaint I actually have about the man. But hopefully someone will pick it up and make this in a movie. Now, how you thought about this? Are you excited? You hope it will pick up? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. And let's talk about the next segment. Now, this segment is from Animation Magazine. They're sort of posting a new animated movie was made from the group comedians called the What Is People You Know. They made a animated movie. It's not the first time they make something like this. I think this is the second or third. But besides that, the name of the movie called Mars. Now, this Mars or this movie is based on a character called Kenny that his whole life is sort of set. Like he has a dentist career, that he about to get a job, he's about to marry his girlfriend, he knows he loves her, he also have kids. But the only problem is that he has no control of his own life. Everything is set for him. He never got the chance to make mistakes or make his own choices. That's the thing is completely terrifying him. He feels he has no control. Till one day, he actually see outside a billboard when the richest people are promoting you can go a trip from Mars. If you want to join, just send your letter and recommendation to his location. And he did because he was sort of panicking. He feels he didn't have a choice or he didn't have control. But he wasn't expecting to actually win. Then he won. But the only problem is the day to him to go to Mars is the same day of his marriage. he had now make a choice. But while thinking, he chose the trip for Mars. But the only problem is, it was sort of a trick because when he sent inside the ship, he didn't realize all the people who were going with them were basically a very eccentric weirdos or crazy people. But even worse, when he go back to the Mars planet, is that he was basically left there with a bunch of crazy people because he can't go back home. Now he had to figure out how to escape this sort of madness around these strange people and Mars. Basically, that's the whole pitch of the whole film. And it sounds kind of hilarious because it is a comedy troupe because the people who wrote this story, especially about 5 or 6 different writers, usually it's a bad idea, but it's bad idea is that so many writers attempted to make a movie because usually you have current basically against their idea, you want your idea in the script, but because it's a comedy group, they basically understand you have to write something and let the other person write also to build the story. So it feels this script or this movie could be actually good and well handled. At least a good enough, in other words. I do want to see this film because it feels could be a really adult animated funny comedy movie, in other words. But we don't know for right now. They're going to the circuit to show all the movies from the other film festivals. For right now, there is no reviews of this, but it sounds to have a lot of potential and a lot of comedic moments. I don't know you, are you interested of the movie called Mars? Are you excited or not really, or you want to know people prefer a way to actually finally comes out? Tell me down below what you think. I got nothing else to say. Now let's talk about the next segment. Now, this segment, I couldn't stop smiling and laughing at the certainty of the project and what this story is about, and also the 2 new cast members they recruited for this new animated project that, be assured, I don't know where this actually aiming at to the young adults or family members, we just don't know, but the project is still going on. Now, this comes from Anime News Network. They call the 2 new actors for the part is Beatrix and Meadows. You have seen both of them, one in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and the other one he actually worked on Mean Girls. Both of them are very hilarious, and both of them have experience doing voice acting. Especially Beatrice, that she didn't be known more doing more voice acting than live action. Sometimes actors go that direction for some reason, but she is a very good voice actress. But besides that, what is the story of this project? Well, the whole story focuses on a kid called Harold who actually lives in a normal American town till one day her father basically got abducted by aliens. But this is the problem, no one believes him. So he decided to basically go a couple towns down where Area 51 storms in, figure out how to get it in the system, and actually finds his father. At least that's what he assumes, but how the plot goes, basically he finds something else. This sort of chair who actually talks. That's what sort of confused you about Harold. Now the whole plot is focused on Harold basically creating a new family because outside back in 1960, everybody had a normal platonic family. And this is sort of his first time understanding he creating a nuclear family, a new type of family about an old geezer who is the chair, and a young man who is a walking chair or something like that. That's basically the whole semester because both of them will help Harold to find his father facing a general who is becoming mad with power. Now, this is the reason why I started laughing and smiling. The absurdity he finds a chair and a walking chair helping him to save his father by a general. That just sound insanity, but at the same time sounds right, specifically in the time period 1960s, because a lot of a lot of aliens or outer space creatures come out of that Pacific period. In fact, DreamWorks made a very Pacific movie that Pacific period in using all the elements. That movie called Alien vs. Monsters, that was sort of kind of a cult classic because it wasn't really successful, but it basically said a lot of things for that Pacific time period. But I love that they're coming back to a completely different company. They actually focus on that, and that sort of ludicrous, so over the top, kind of B type of film that it feels right in animation, especially all the comedians they're picking up for this animated project because it feels like a home run because it sounds insanity but it feels correct in animation because let's face it, good animated projects have to be a little unhinged and crazy to get the hysteria and also the animation sort of fluency. In other words, it doesn't say it would be CGI or 2D, hoping it'd be good both a mix. But besides that, this project seems promising, especially the Saturday Herald, our main lead, gets help by a chair and also a walking chair. So yeah, it sounds crazy, but it sounds really fun. So hopefully they nail this. I am excited. In fact, are you excited this project or not? Shit, not yet sure. You wait for the trailer to come out to finally make your judgment. To me, it sounds great. I don't know you. What is your opinion? Now let's talk about the next segment. Now, this segment, I was sort of semi-excited, but also sort of worried because this comes from straight for Variety, talking about they making an anime series of the Golden Axe franchise. If you don't know, it's sort of an arcade game from Sega. It's basically a bunch of kind of Vikings back in the day. They're trying to take over, or not take over, trying to destroy the evil one, and they keep repeating over and over again. And that's it. It doesn't have a grand story or anything. It's just a sort of a fun arcade. It's one of those classic Sega games that you kind of see back in the day in the arcade. The idea play, yes, it was fun. It was hard. It was very rememberable nowadays. But interesting enough, Sega attempted to reboot the franchise, but not yet shown what is this game really is. But we don't know this decision is from Sega to make an anime series about Golden Axe. But we do know about this article just states that Comedy Central pick up the show to give it 10 episodes. This is the thing I was sort of kind of happy and also disappointed because it was sort of picked up by McMahon and Chandler. Now, if you don't know who's McMahon, it's the guy who did or created Lower Deck for CBS. That sort of was divisive about Star Trek fans. In fact, I am a fan, but not a hardcore. I'm a sort of kind of once in a while come back to watch an episode 2, and that's it. I'm not a hardcore fan, but I watched Lower Deck. I was sort of disappointed because it really leaned into trying to be Rick and Morty because McMahon was one of the writers of Rick and Morty, and this is the reason why he got hired to make a new Star Trek anime series that was sort of very divisive because it was successful. It lasted 5 seasons. I don't know if the show got better over time. It seems it did, but at the same time, it's McMahon. I'm really not really sure about. Of course, he kind of co-produced and wrote of the other anime series from Hulu called Total Opposites. There we go. But to be fair, McMahon is sort of very divisive creator that you don't know it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. It's sort of very questionable. Of course, you also have the other creator, Chandler. If you don't know who he is, it's sort of the same person who made American Dad. Sort of co-wrote, co-create. So this is the thing I'm sort of yay and nay because I don't know this could be a really good series or really bad. On top of all this, it was greenlit by Comedy Central. So yeah, I'm not sure because Comedy Central, they're very cheapskates. They want something cheap so they can show it on their own network, but at the same time, they want like a hit like South Park, and that's the problem. That's sort of the mentality they keep making anime series, making it like South Park, cheap and quick, and that's why they never had another good hit. Well, there's another one, but that other one we still don't know what's gonna come out or not. But I'm not gonna talk about that one. Just about this. This is one of those I'm not really sure will be a successful or good or bad. I don't know how to feel. I'm just sort of concerned. I don't know you. Are you concerned about Battle Axe or Golden Axe, or you're not really sure how to feel? Also, you gotta wait to see what happens. See the trailer to see if it was well handled or even well animated, because this is Comedy Central. Comedy Central is cheap, So don't be surprised in the animation is sort of very downgraded. But once more, we don't know the approach of this project. Hopefully it does good because one of the creators is American Dad. So yeah, hopefully it be at least well written. And also, I almost forgot, Variety also stated Lower Deck is actually finally cancelled, but after season 5. This is the reason why the creator of Lower Deck got pitched by Golden Axe. This is sort of his next project before Lower Deck actually finished. So yeah, it's sort of a surprise this actually happened. Also a surprise he got another project, but be fair, he's sort of 50-50. Every time he creates a new or helps create a project is always decent or great. He never made a terrible project, but just sort of questionable. It's something like I'm not sure sort of scenario. Besides that, let's talk about the next segment. Now, this segment follows in the Cartoon Empire that they posted that Greensburg average viewer will be 3.85 million viewers in the last 5 episodes on Fox, but Cryptopolis kind of tripled the amount of 8.45 billion views in season finale. Both series will end May 12th and May 19th. That basically means Grimsburg could be maybe canceled or considered to be canceled because how low rating really is. But also forget both different cartoon projects go completely different people because Grimsburg goes to the people who like detective shows, but also the same people who created King of the Hill because they have completely different audience by Cryptopolis because Cryptopolis was the same person who created Rick and Morty. There was a bigger fandom and more bigger pop culture now was than King and Hill. But be fair, King and Hill creator is not a pusher. He has his fans, but it's sort of obvious. It's only basically comparing apple to oranges. They're still very different, completely different audience. Did I wonder maybe Fox maybe considering canceling Grimsburg, but at the same time it's not a bad series. In fact, a lot of shows probably wanted these Grimsburg kind of viewership because it's still a high viewership because let's face it, instead of people are struggling to get people watching on television, it's still a high views count. Of course, it sort of depends on you, how you felt. Maybe you think it's still very low, or don't care about Grimsburg, you prefer Croptopolis, or you just don't care on neither both shows. Because let's face it, it's sort of surprising how Croptopolis still have 8 point some million views to Grimsburg have 3 point viewers because it's still a high count, but it's sometimes sort of your point of view. You think Grimsburg get a season 2 or not? Do you care? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Let's talk about the next segment. Now, this segment kind of surprised me because it's from Deadline, and the two people they named on that article is basically Seth MacFarlane and Martin Scorsese. That two together is just sort of kind of strange because one is known for cartoons, one known for cinema films. Both of them working together to best restored 9 shorts from the back in 1950 and 1960s. Both companies were actually made like Betty Boo and Coco the Clown. Basically Max and David Fletcher animated shorts. The reason both working together is to restoring basically shorts that basically kind of helped them realize what they want to do. They were little kids because let's face it, the first couple cartoons you see as a little kid, you think it'll be Disney, but actually, most of them you remember are basically shorts. Basically Betty Boo and Coco the Clown. Because you see the original old shorts back in the 1950s and 60s, they have something about them that actually grabs you. Because let's face it, those anime series, those shorts, I mean, are just so well made because they took the time to make them. I mean, they took about a year or two to make this specific shorts, especially the old way to do it because they do leave an impact when you actually watch them. Even today, you rewatch them, you realize, whoa, they're actually really good, especially all the Max and David Fletcher cartoons because they use sort of jazz music, and you see how they made them and how the music they use. You can see the influence of Seth MacFarlane and also Martin Scorsese, because you see in these shorts, see their projects, you see where the inspiration actually comes from, because they were inspired about these shorts. And also, this is the reason why they want to restore them, to remake them again, to keep their legacy. Because let's face it, this kind of projects, we really do need to restore and save this type of shorts, because they're just special, not just special. You can see the techniques, the hard work, and their inspirations right here. Because you want to see other people to be inspired. You want to see little kids to see these little shorts, to see them what they aspire them to be. Directors, animators, something completely different. But this is where inspiration comes from. So this is the reason why they want to restore them and save them and show the next generation. Because let's face it, you want people to be inspired, to see their hard labor and work, to inspire other people. And this is the reason why both creators want to restore this specific 9 shorts, and hopefully restore another 9 shorts later in the future. Of course, are you interested of this article? You are interested to see this 9 shorts to be restored. Are you enthusiastic of animation and film? This is basically for you if you are interested, if you want to read this article on Deadline. I got nothing else to say. Let's talk about the next segment. Now, this segment kind of follows the Hollywood Reporter put a post saying Keanu Reeves now is the new voice actor of Shadow. This is sort of a rub inside the Sonic community and also the internet. It sort of exploded because the Sonic fans only wanted Keanu to play Sonic in the Sonic movies, but a lot of people say, nah, Keanu probably will not play that part because it's sort of above him. No, Keanu does everything because it's Keanu. But also, I don't think Keanu is not the right voice actor for Shadow, because he's not, let's face it, not a great voice actor or actor, but given a little bit of voice practice and also how Shadow is sort of sound like Keanu, it sort of makes sense to cast him. He also, everybody likes Keanu. Come on, you can't say no to the guy. But besides that, hopefully this is a good performance. Hopefully the best performance of Keanu. But let's face it, how he acts is not the best. But hopefully the fans will be happy, and hopefully the third movie will be really good, because the third film, it could be the darkest of the Sonic franchise. But let's find out how it came out and Keanu's performance of this film. What do you think? What Keanu was to be the perfect voice actor or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Let's talk about the next segment. Now, this is probably our final segment. We're going to talk about Day Night Cover. That is sort of a company who makes clothing, but they sort of kind of cross-promote from Cartoon Network. And one of the IPs they chose is Samurai Jack, Steven Universe, and Ocarina Hunger Force, plus so much more. But they're showing one of the merches they've come up with. One of them is sort of a jacket versus Aku and Samurai Jack. And this jacket had a lot of swagger. It's something that is just grab your attention, but also very expensive. $180 some if you want to purchase on their own company or website, because it looks good. Not just this, also Steven Universe, that also looks good. You also Hunger Force looks pretty tight. It's something that sort of, I didn't know I want this, now I want it. But besides that, it's sort of fun to see this sort of IPs giving more love. You also giving it more kind of different ways to use them. It's sort of fun to see. But plus they have so much more. I think they also have Puffer Girls kind of merch. If you are interested, just go find their website. But besides that, that's it. That's the last news I gotta talk about on this cartoon breaking news. Which news are you favorite? You think I missed a specific news? Tell me down below. Let me know. And I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.